Pro-Vice-Chancellor and Principal Professor Clive Landis, Professor Winston Moore, Deputy Principal, Ms. Lisa Allen, Campus Bursar, Ms. Dale Lynch, Director, Office of Student Services, other members of the senior administrative and ATS staff of the UWI, Mrs. Saskey Forde, Chairman and member of the Board of the Alumni Circle, specially invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I have to bring apologies from Miss Sonia Johnson and her team, who's unable to make it today, Mr. Dario Welch, President of the UWI Alumni Association, and Mr. Clive Holder-Leach, who's also unable to attend. I am Roseanne Maxwell, Alumni and Student Relations Coordinator in the Office of Student Enrollment and Retention Unit, and facilitator to the UWI Alumni Circle and the Alumni Association Barbados Chapter. It is my pleasure to serve as your Masters of Ceremony and to welcome you to this handover of the first project under the Campus Beautification Program, conceptualized by the UWI Alumni Circle in collaboration with the KFIL Office of Business Development, the Office of Institutional Planning and Infrastructural Services, and the Office of Alumni Relations in the Student Enrollment and Retention Unit. The Alumni Circle is a giving club for the University of the West Indies, comprising alumni and friends of the institution. It was officially launched in July 2006, with its first members being mainly alumni on the staff of the KFIL campus. It was felt that the example of support for the UWI set by staff would encourage alumni in other organizations to give back as well, thereby contributing to providing support and an enhanced learning environment for future generations of students. To date, the Circle has collected over $165,000, and over the past 12 years, many students of the campus have benefited from scholarships offered by the Alumni Circle. Indeed, financial and other support for students is currently a priority for the Circle, recognizing the serious financial situation facing many of our students. This morning, however, we are here to witness the handing over of this beautiful study and recreation area, largely funded by the Alumni Circle. And at this point, I am pleased to invite the Chairman of the Circle, Mrs. Saskey Forde, to address you.
Professor Clive Landis, Pro-Vice-Chancellor and Principal, Professor Winston Moore, Deputy Principal, Mr. Ronald Clark, Campus Register, Ms. Lisa Allen, Campus Bursar, Alumni Circle members, specially invited guests, students, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is with a sense of pride that I stand here before you as Chairman, as Chairman of the UWI Alumni Circle, to welcome each and every one of you to the handing over ceremony of the Pondside Recreational Space. The Pondside Student Recreation Space is the first project to be sponsored under the campus beautification component of the given part of the Circle. Under the presidency of Ms. Maxine McLean, the area was identified as an ideal location to begin the goals of the beautification initiative, which is the creation of attractive quiet spaces where students may study or relax and take a break. I'm not sure how many of you remember that it once was a pond in this area, hence the name Pondside, and efforts have started to have the pond recreated. I would have welcomed having a space like this when I was a student, as when I went to quiet time to ever get away from some of my friends, fellow students, or just to work on resolving some bugs in my computer program, I would go up to the law library and hope the guards did not recognize that I was not a law student. And as that library was extremely quiet, I was such a frequent visitor that eventually the guards thought that I was indeed a law student. The last 21 months have seen so much change in how each of us go about our daily lives. COVID-19 has brought the world to its knees and changed how many of us view life. More focus is being placed on mental health, which include our emotional and social being, how we think, feel and act can be impacted. Our mental health can determine how we deal with stressful situations, relate to others, and make choices. I can fully relate to this because I have two teenagers. And COVID saw us as a family having to balance being at home all the time and finding a new normal amidst all the mask wearing, sanitizing everything that came into our home, especially after a trip to the supermarket. I recognized that they needed a quiet space for their alone time to just unwind from the online school, not being able to socialize with their friends in person, and process all the COVID-related news, fake and real. This space is ideal for students to take a moment between classes, to get some fresh air, chat with friends, or just take a mental break, as studying comes with its own set of challenges. I know with COVID in the mix, they really need to pause, relax, and reset. Students, there are not many of you, I implore you to treat this space with respect. And remember, this is for you and your fellow students to enjoy. Make sure when you're leaving it, to leave it free from litter, so that the next student can come and relax and enjoy the surroundings just as you did. The space comes with the modern features of Wi-Fi, which is becoming the standard today in all public spaces, or it should be. To the staff and management of SVT builders, I say thank you for transforming what was an idea into reality. And to all who played a part in making this project the success that it is, we the Alumni Board, Circle Board say a job well done. And we look forward to the next project as we work hand in hand into improving the campus experience for our students. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you.
Kyle did promise he would send something for me to read to you since he's not going to be here. He said, "Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the student body and the guild, first I want to thank Mrs. Forde for your remarks. Thank you so much. On behalf of the student body and the Guild of Students, I would like to express our immense gratitude for this recreational space the Cahill campus has so graciously gifted to us. I believe this recreational space serves as a testament to the UWI pledge of being student-centered, but not only highlighting the need for academia, but also submitting to the needs for maintaining positive mental health within our student body. I see this space as an area for the students to take a breath and rejuvenate themselves during a possibly difficult day. I thank you all for this gift, and I trust the student body is as grateful as I am." Our final speaker for this morning is our campus principal and Pro-Vice-Chancellor, Professor Clive Landis, who will now deliver his remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Professor Landis.
Professor Winston Moore, Deputy Principal, Miss Lisa Aline, Campus Bursar, Miss Dale Lynch, Director, Office of Student Services, other members of the Senior Administrative and ATS staff of the UWI, Mrs. Saskey Forde, Chairman and members of the Board of the UWI Alumni Circle, Mr. Kyle Holder-Leach, President of the Guild of Students. I omitted to mention the MC, Roseanne Maxwell, but it wasn't on my protocol list. Alumni, specially invited guests. A very pleasant good morning and a very warm physical and virtual welcome to all of you to the University of the West Indies, Cahill campus. Occasions such as this truly warm my heart, as they are indicative and testament to the student-centeredness of this campus. And it was interesting that the president of the Guild of Students said the same thing. We all enjoy seeing the hustle and bustle of students in full flow, making their way across campus or sitting around in groups in or outside of classrooms and learning spaces, in spirited and animated discussion, truly reflecting what campus life is meant to portray. Of course, these are all images of a pre-COVID campus environment. But they will recall the productive energy, vibrancy and dynamism for which the Cahill campus is renowned. Lots of young people, lots of movement, lots of action. For a student body, that can be inspiring. And for visitors to the campus and the faculty and staff working here, it can be invigorating and heartening to see students striving to better themselves and their community. Their exuberance provides meaning and context to our mission here as a center of higher learning, which was well summed up in a quote I saw recently, which stated, Our primary purpose, priority, and our responsibility are the well-being and success of those who come here, at great personal and familial expense to be educated." End of quote. One drawback of that student liveliness, which some students themselves may find distracting, is the amount of noise generated at times. Those seeking to focus or engage in quiet reflection often see the library, or some persons ghosting the law library, as their only place of refuge. As you will appreciate, focus is crucial to retaining information and achieving optimum productivity. Providing students with ample opportunity to focus is therefore critical to their success. In the current COVID environment, however, with health officials recommending outdoors as a safer and healthier space, given the transmissibility of the virus in enclosed spaces, being indoors does not present itself as a preferred option. It is for this and other reasons that I welcome the dedication of additional external quiet spaces on campus for those who require an area to revise or simply reflect and reset. You know, we haven't all been coordinating our remarks, but you notice the same comments coming over and over, reflecting and resetting. The need for such spaces has been underscored by the challenges associated with living through the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. We are well aware of the mental toll that persons in our campus community have experienced over the last 18 months, from the national lockdowns, curfews, isolation requirements, and the one that is particularly distressing to our students, physical distancing. These circumstances have been mentally taxing on persons in general, but more so on young, curious minds who are currently missing the resumption of the traditional university experience and all that it encompasses, i.e. the in-person classes, use of study rooms and common areas, participation or spectatorship in sport and campus activities, all of which have been adjusted in accordance with the COVID protocols in place. Amidst all this readjustment, finding spaces to study or simply relax and take a break can prove challenging. And so this latest student recreational space, better known as the Pondside, is a timely feature for the campus. I look forward to seeing our students utilizing this space to revise and recharge. As I indicated earlier, initiatives such as this speak to one of the core values of this university, student-centeredness. This is embedded in our principles to ensure that our policies, governance, and daily operations are geared towards the delivery of an exceptional teaching and learning experience for all students, in spite of the challenges we face. Even recently, when we were faced with the mental and financial challenges of the current pandemic, our officers responsible for student outreach, who perceived their role as having a special duty of care to them, those officers never closed or missed a beat. Among their first course of action was to understand the specific needs of our students, with the intention of seeing how we could best meet those. The Student Enrollment and Retention Unit, SERU, were able to secure several tablets to loan to students who needed the technology support to meet the demands of the virtual learning environment. The Office of Student Services also assisted students in need with financial aid. This office, under direction of Ms. Dale Lynch, also coordinated many initiatives aimed at supporting the well-being of our students, such as yoga, mindfulness, and meditation. I can also add here that the Office of Institutional Planning and Infrastructural Services, in place, led by the student experience team of our Quality Assurance Officer, Mrs. Coel Boyce, went a step further with the recently concluded Student Wellbeing Survey 2021, which sought to examine student satisfaction in relation to the services and support in the following areas: students' awareness of the range of services available, such as the health clinic, counselling and security; students' usage of available services; students' awareness of key provisions, policies and guidelines related to safety and security on campus, students' perceptions of the student health clinic, the psychological counseling service, campus safety and campus security, student satisfaction with health, counseling and security services, and with campus safety provisions, and student suggestions for additional services, support or safety and security measures. And I am pleased to report that all of the students who participated in the survey found the services to be both beneficial and necessary, although, as always, there is room for improvement. So as I look around this dedicated, quiet space, I am assured that student-centeredness remains at the core of our work. I wish to take the opportunity to acknowledge and publicly thank the Alumni Circle, who contributed $25,000 to this project. I think we can applaud for that. It warms my heart when I witness the dedication and selflessness of alumni who are so engaged with the campus that they are willing to give back to their alma mater to make the student experience even better for future generations of students. The Alumni Circle, I thank you. I also wish to acknowledge In Place, that coordinated this project with assistance from the Business Development Office and the Alumni Office and SERU. In Place undertook the electrical work, while construction of the benches and laying of the paving stones was undertaken by SBT Builders, who also donated one of the benches. Thank you, SBT Builders. And of course, Campus IT Services for providing the all-important Wi-Fi to the area. My sincere gratitude to all these teams for bringing this vision to fruition. I am sure our students will appreciate the appeal of the Pondside as they study, relax, or take a break. And I'm looking forward to similar initiatives from the Alumni Circle, which I understand are in the pipeline. Well done, everyone. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we bring this very special event to a close, I thank all of you for your presence and your participation. I extend special thanks to the several persons and departments for the part they have played in executing this project and in the success of this morning's ceremony. To our principal, Professor Clive Landis, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us this morning and for your inspiring remarks. To Ms. Saskey Forde and Mr. Holder-Leach for their remarks, and to Mrs. Forde and the board of the Alumni Circle for the generous gift. To the staff of the Office of Business Development, and in particular Ms. Sonia Johnson, who worked tirelessly to bring this project to fruition. To the officer in charge and staff of the Office of Institutional Planning and Infrastructural Services for overseeing the completion of the project, with special thanks to Mr. Aline, project manager, and the team that worked tirelessly to ensure that the area was ready for today's handover. To SBT Builders, contractors for the project, for constructing such beautiful benches and for the donation of one of the benches. To the Chief Information Officer and staff of Campus IT Services for providing Wi-Fi to the area. To the Director and staff of the Office of Communications and Marketing, with special thanks to Mr. Salim Hussein. To the Campus Bursa and staff. And finally, to the Director and staff of the Student Enrollment and Retention Unit for their guidance and support in organizing of this event. With special thanks to our media expert, Mr. Andre Ellis. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a pleasure being your Masters of Ceremony. Thank you again for coming, and please continue to be safe as we traverse this new normal. Thank you.